Hello, this is Stephanie, and you have made your way to my channel, Saving with Stephanie J. And as you know, I've had foot surgery, so I'm not out couponing. So I thought this would be a wonderful way to help people save money by doing simple dishes you can make at home, mamas or daddies, that you're working, you got the stuff to do. I'm going to take my, you'll have to excuse my voice. I had got a little bit of, after surgery. What I'm going to do first is I've got an 9 by 13 pan, and I'm going to spray a little non-stick vegetable on it. I don't really think you have to do that, but it's always good to do it. I've done it both ways before. I've made this for my family for probably 20-something years. And what I've got is about 2 pounds, because I'm going to freeze some of it in individual dishes for later in the week. And what I've done is got boneless pork chops, and I've cut them up. The reason I've cut them up is to make it a little bit easier to eat, a little bit easier to go into the freezer containers. To me, it's just easier. And I'm just kind of laying that really haphazardly along the bottom. Now this is very simple, only takes a few ingredients, and this can really be made what you and your family like. If you like this, you can put more of it in. If you don't like this, you can put less of it in. It doesn't really matter. I think I could probably just dump it in. I'm trying to make it look pretty for my little subscriber people. Uh-oh, I got 2 more pieces left. Okay, we can do this. Squish. We can do this. You feel me? Does everybody feel me? Yep. Poke. How professional is that? Julia Childs, I am not. And I have got just a yellow onion that I have sliced up. Throw that bad boy on top. Just kind of break him up like that, because it's going to stay in the oven long enough that it'll kind of break itself apart when you cook it. But just kind of give my hands a good wash. It's always important to wash your hands when you're cooking. My family are big mushroom people, so I get one of these, this size, and this is a, I don't know, 8-ounce thing of already cut up mushrooms. Easy. Spread that out. Then I kind of alternate this. I've already scrubbed my potatoes, and I like the skin on them. And I'll just kind of put this, scatter these little bad boys out. Kind of cut them most size, about like that. Because the beautiful thing about this, you're really going to make it until, bake it until it's, you can stick a fork in it or knife in it and it's kind of tender. So you really don't have to be too particular with it. Like I say, this is 1 pan. It's not going to be a lot of fuss, a lot of mess. And most of the time, these are things that you've already got at the house. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm going to take in a little bowl 1 can of cream of mushroom. And this is just what my mom's always used for years, just cream of mushroom. That is 10.5 ounces. But if you like your casserole to be juicier, you could put another one in there or not. It's, like I said, it's kind of what your family wants. Like if you wanted to make this with whatever you wanted to make it with, it might be good to put more juice in it. And then I'll take chicken stock, and what I'll do is take about 1/2 can. My mom always used to teach me this. See, that way is a wonderful way to get all of the stuff out of the bottom. My mom and dad was always big on don't waste stuff. Don't waste stuff. Okay? And there you go. And it solves you from having to wash something else. Just give this a, and you're going to see this is going to come out really quick, really easy. And I promise you that your kids are going to love it because it's got cheese in it. Now, as far as pepper, everybody likes to pepper to their own taste. This can take, I think, quite a bit of pepper and salt. The reason is because of the potatoes. But let's start out with, because my daughter's going to be eating it with me, let's start out with a half a teaspoon, because I don't think that'll be too much. And I just dump it right in here, and you'll see why. And as far as salt, I'm just going to do this pretty good. Because you remember the cheese is already salty, sort of. See, I can see that coming at y'all, can't I? Oops, now look, I got a mess. Okay. And I'll just kind of take that and give it a little bit of a stir. That way the salt and the pepper. You can put a little bit of garlic powder in this if you would like. You can put a clove of garlic in it if you would like. This may take a little bit more of the chicken stock. Let's see. See, they don't even have to be perfect. Now watch. Pour that over it. Get all the good juices down. You see, that covers it pretty good. And goes in between everything. You know what? I think I will put just a little bit more chicken stock in that. Maybe, what I would think would be maybe a fourth more of that can. There. Because now you're going to see the magic. As far as your cheese, you can do it to the cheese that you and your family like best. I got this mild cheddar cheese. It's a 16-ounce bag. And I'll probably use about half of it. And then when it comes out, I'll put more on top of it, okay? Here, I'm just kind of trying to straighten it out so I don't drip stuff. And I just eyeball it. Now, if your family likes more cheese, like the sharp cheese, that's more than fine. If they don't like mushrooms, if they don't like onions, but I promise the mushrooms and the onions will cook down really well. And you really don't notice it. And you see, I'm just going to, with the back of my hand, I'm just going to, with the front of my hand, I'm just going to give it one of those. And that's about half. Because those potatoes and everything will cook down a lot. I always like to put aluminum foil over mine. The reason is, I like mine to be just a little bit soupier. I like more gravy-ish in mine. So I just kind of haphazardly do this. And then maybe for the last 5 or 10 minutes, I might take the top off and just see if it needs, you know, a little bit of reducing and do it. So what I've always called this is just one pan pork chop casserole. Easy. Alrighty, I am going to put this in the oven. I'm going to put it on 350. You could do it on about 375. I probably wouldn't go 400, but in a pinch you could. Just watch it. And here in a minute, when we get down to the bottom, I'll tell you how long it wound up cooking for, because you saw what this looked like and how heavy and dense it is. And so I'll tell you here in just when we get this done how long it took. Alrighty, just going to put it on the top rack of the oven. We're going to have supper here about 45 minutes. Alright, here, we'll be back in a minute. Alright, here it is out of the oven. I put it in, remember, for 350 degrees, and it took about an hour and 15-20 minutes, something like that. But you can always adjust that. And I've already tasted it, but let me show you. See, I probably shouldn't have put that extra fourth a cup of thing in there, but it is very, look at that. Let me go and show you. Look at the potatoes. And look at this right there. Little onion. See, you can't even, your kids won't even know that the mushrooms are in there. Now, if you want, put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top of this, or you could put a little bit more your mild cheddar cheese on this. All right, that is how you make your one pan pork chop casserole. Again, this is Saving with Stephanie J. I hope you enjoy this, and you can put this in freezer containers like this with plastic lids. Let it cool. Put it in there. That's glass. That's plastic. It heats up really well. Just take this right here off, and it heats up perfectly, and you can freeze it. So this is something great you can take to work and have quite a few leftovers. Alrighty? Thank you again for joining me on Saving with Stephanie J. If you like, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Make sure your notifications are on so you don't miss a thing. Alrighty, thank you. Bye-bye.